I've been coming to Haliburton County since I was a kid. My grandparents started coming to a lodge in the 1930s. Our family bought a cottage. And one of the places we would go to was a little village called GELERT, where there was a restaurant. We'd go to GELERT Gardens. And I always thought that was an interesting name, GELERT, but didn't really think much about it until I went on a trip to Great Britain and was traveling in Wales and looked at the map and saw that there was a town called Bedgelert. So I went to Bedgelert and found out a little bit more. Bedgelert means the grave of Gelert. And then I found the story. The story is that Gelert was the faithful wolfhound of Prince Llewellyn. Llewellyn and his wolfhound, Gelert, went everywhere together. But one day when he was going hunting, he couldn't find Gelert. And so he went off hunting without him. When he came back to the hunting lodge, there was Gelert, who came bounding up to him to welcome his master back home. But Gelert was all covered with blood. Llewellyn went into the hunting lodge and saw the cradle where his son had been, and it was upturned, and the baby was not there, and the blankets were covered with blood. And he looked at his dog and he said, "How could you have betrayed me like this?" And in a fit of passion, he pulled his sword and he killed his faithful wolfhound. With the dying cry of Gelert, he also heard the cry of the baby. And he went into the next room, and there in the corner was his baby son crying, and lying next to the baby was a dead wolf. It was obvious that Gelert had saved the child from the wolf. The story goes that he never smiled again, and he took Gelert and he buried him and put a cairn of rocks over his grave. And now you can go to the town of Bedgelert and you can actually go to what they say is the grave of Gelert. That's an incredibly powerful story. Mary Ann is an incredibly well-known artist and working with animal imagery and really telling the story about humans' relationship with the wild. It just happens that Mary Ann lives in the hamlet of GELERT. And so she and I have been talking for years about wouldn't that be great to be able to actually have a bronze sculpture of Gelert and sort of highlight this story. And we decided we really wanted Gelert at the beginning of the story. And we said, well, you have Gelert standing on a large rock and looking over Glebe Field with that protective stance. And we're looking at that point of do not make decisions in haste. Remember the relationship that you have with these faithful animals, and always think before acting in passion.